Jean Giraud, alias Moebius, alias Gire. To read his work is like taking a trip through comic book history. Adult comic books began with Moebius in France in the 1970s. It was while working on one of the projects for the film Dune that he met Alessandro Jodorowsky, and a new phase in his career began. Moebius split his time between his graphic artwork and the movie industry, working on films such as Alien, Time Masters, Star Wars, Willow, and Abyss. For nearly 2 years, he's been working on the first full-length film made with computer-animated images. Starwatcher. It's always been my dream to make a film with computer-animated images, and there's only one person I could have chosen to make it with, and that's Moebius. I think it's because in his work I found that the worlds he created were universal, like the stories, and that I liked. One character is always present, Starwatcher. I've never known why. I mean, I didn't know why. But when Alain suggested I made the film, I said to myself, hang on, what's this guy doing here? Why is he called Starwatcher? What does Starwatcher mean? He who watches the stars? And then suddenly it clicked. The story came into my head. After the script comes the storyboard, which is absolutely essential to the making of the film.
In the script, we cannot describe everything, you know, the backgrounds, the characters in the back, having some expressions, some movements. And in the storyboard, we can show that, we can start to show that.
The medium we're working in is 3D computer imagery. There's an awful amount of information that is necessary to disperse to the crew who are going to make the actual film. And the storyboard is a way of controlling and clarifying that amount of information for the crew later, so we all understand what we're doing.
To work on a film like Starwatcher is a really extraordinary experience for a young artist. First of all, I get the chance to work with Moebius and likes of him. By that I mean a team of really, really talented artists all gathered here under one roof. Here on Starwatcher, we all get to learn an awful lot from each other's experience. We each bring different sets of techniques to bear on the project. And that's another reason why it's a really great experience.
And it starts to beating, you know, with a piece of metal. Make insulting, you know, bing bong a rabbit.
The next stage in doing, after the storyboard in doing the film, is to record all the images of the storyboard in relation, in synchronization with the voice tracks.
The master named me Fabrica.
Oh, it always explained. Okay. Okay, on garde ça. Ouais. Et... D'accord?
Yuck. I mean, don't be offended, but this apple is gross.
Gross?
It has absolutely no taste.
Taste?
This will tell us the length of each scene. It will tell us the length of each sequence. It will tell me what is superfluous and what is necessary. And once we have a model of the film, we can use that as always knowing where we are and what the rhythm of the film is.
The master named me Fabrica. I was asked to make sure you have everything you need. A nice bit of fruit to sustain your beer form.
Using the film's detailed storyboard, and once the final composition and length of each shot are known, the film's characters and sets are produced in 3D computer-animated images. The best way to achieve this is to use sculpture, which makes it possible to see the drawings in their 3D context.
quand même bien de voir quelque chose qui était un dessin.
It's good to see what was a drawing gradually take on an extra dimension and move, speak. Thanks to the cyberware, composed of a laser and a camera, the sculpture is transformed into a geometric model in 3 dimensions inside the computer. In 20 seconds, a very sophisticated preliminary shape can be obtained, like this face, which is then worked on by computer graphics experts. At the moment, we're using the cyberware machine mainly to model the sets, to validate the sculptures, and also because it's an input device, which means we can create models in 3 dimensions much more quickly. Another crucial stage of Starwatcher, the animations. To be convincing, they must be as close to reality as possible. Layouts prepare the ground. The aim of this phase of the project is to establish the definitive shots, framing, and the final positions of the characters, create basic lighting, which serves to establish the final lighting, and which can be used as a working base for the team working on it, i.e. the animation experts. Little by little, they'll replace the fixed positions of the characters with the definitive animations, which will then help the lighting experts position their light sources. My role in Starwatcher is to develop the databases for the faces and the expressions, and the databases for lip synchronization so they can be placed on the Pork real-time software, and to develop the animation under Keith's direction. For the animations, the face and the body are worked on separately to make the best use of time. But before starting on the animations selected for the film, the animations relevant to each character must be prepared. Each face must be capable of an endless number of expressions, from smiles to tears, and be able to speak fluently. Naturally, the more realistic the character, the harder the job is for the computer graphics team. Firstly, I've got the shapes the mouth can make for lip synchronization, and secondly, I've got the moods. The two are separate. We start with the lip syncs, and then add the different moods. In the development stage of the film, we'll see how important the initial work done by the graphic artists is. As with the face, animating the body is extremely complex, each movement involving the deformation of one or several parts of the body. The problem with characters in computer-animated images is that they become deformed when they move. We have to produce models of all the possible positions of the character. Here, for example, I'm working on a foot. I have to imagine all possible deformations as the movement takes place, and then create them. Our job is basically to save as much time as possible during the production of Starwatcher. That's to say, make tools that will help the computer graphics team with their daily work. Could be a minor problem. It may also be a major challenge, like facial and body animation and character deformation. In our day-to-day work, it's vital that in the process of manufacturing an animated image, we can completely forget about the machine. In other words, the animator must be able to concentrate 100% on his job and not spend half his time animating and the other half in dialogue with the machine. Technological innovation in Starwatcher is so important that Video System has created a special R&D department.
The biggest problem that a project like Starwatcher presents is the huge amount of animation which needs to be generated. Up until recently, it was not thinkable to produce an hour and a half of computer-generated animation. So what this system allows us to do is to have traditional puppeteers capture the movements necessary very quickly to put together a rough version of the entire film. Once we've got that rough version with these natural movements, we can see where the rhythm of the film needs to be changed and which movements need to be improved.
Apart from the real-time system, there's another system which makes it possible to animate a computer-animated character using a real actor who moves naturally. This is made possible by the Elite system. Small sensors are placed on the actor, who's filmed by 2 cameras. This device records the movement of the sensors in space and makes it possible to transfer automatically the movements of the actor onto the skeleton of the animated character. Producing Starwatcher requires extreme rationalization, and everything must come together to obtain the best result in the shortest possible time.
We're able to determine how long it's going to take to make this film by the research department and the advancements they're making every day. And by the tests we've done so far, it's very encouraging. So we know it's very possible for us to do this film in 2 years.
To make this project successful, we've assembled talented people, developers, animators, in fact people in all fields of computer-animated images. We've also had a lot of help from companies like TDI, who manufacture the software used in Starwatcher.
The ambition of such a project is so high, so big, that in a company like ours, it represents, I would say, a personal challenge for all the team, which is making tools that will be used for a very ambitious project.
We use the very latest leading-edge computer technology. I mean, you could say, if it's new, we're using it. In fact, the latest technological advances make the film possible. There have been many short films, there have been many extraordinary experiments, all extremely interesting and ingenious, from all over the world, made by pioneers, researchers. And this great wealth of experimentation has been leading to one thing: the making of what we like to call a major work. That is, a film with a standard running time of an hour and a half. The real proof is the full-length feature.
Le film.